Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday night edition of the Wise Up Show. September 24th, 2023, the second day of fall here in northern New Jersey. How is everybody doing this evening? And I'm your host, Ralph Mucci. Let me see if I could do one show without muting myself. Let me say first hello to everybody who's in the parlor. Get yourself comfortable, relax. I don't know how long this show is going to be, but forever how long it's going to be, it'll run. So let's see who's here. All right, Gerard. Gerard is here. Hi, Gerard. Belle is here. Pain Like Bane is here. Pain Like Bane. Don is here. Putz is here. El Toro is here. Gianni is here. And I'm sure some other people will come in as the show goes on. So how's everybody doing? It has been a rainy day here in northern New Jersey here for the last 2 days. It's going to rain tomorrow, but I love the rain on the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, I love it when it rains. My butt was on the couch all day today, just doing absolutely nothing. Nothing. I had a couple candles lit real nice. The house was nice and dark. Nice atmosphere, relaxing. Watching the football games. My team, Dallas, is not doing so good right now, but what are you going to do? And that's what I did all day. Actually, that's what I did for the last 2. Actually, no. Yesterday, I cleaned out one of my closets. That's what I did. I cleaned out one of my closets. It was a good day to clean out a closet, good day to do something around the house. I cleaned the house, the usual stuff when it rains. You can't hang outside. But that's what I did. So make yourself comfortable. I got a good topic tonight. I'm only going to talk about it for a little bit, not too long. But it's a very important topic. It'll make you stop and think. Okay? It'll make you stop and think. So get yourself comfortable. And, oh, El Toro, thank you. Yeah, I reached 1,000 subs. Actually, let me tell you something. Stiggs was on Thindu's show, I think it was Friday, and he made a comment. He says, Stiggs has been watching my channel. When I say watching my channel, I mean like he's been watching, the subscription base go up the last couple of days. And he said when I reached $9.99 that he was going to push it to 1,000. And I have to say that he was a man of his word, because I think it was either Friday or Saturday, I got the notification that came on my phone. Tommy Stiggs just subscribed to your channel. And when I went to go look, it was at 1,000. So, I want to thank him for pushing it up to 1,000. He's a stand-up guy. He's a man of his word. So I texted him immediately, and I says, and I thanked him. And I said, you kept your word. And he texted me back and he said, absolutely, So, he pushed me to 1,000. But to me, I'm not really that excited. It's nice that I reached 1,000, but, I just don't find it as being a big deal. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's great. I have 1,000 listeners, but I don't have, if I post a video, 1,000 people are not going to view it. It's like maybe 140, 150, something like that, depending on what the topic is. So where are the rest of these people? That's what I want to know. Where's the rest of these people? That's what I put on a short the other day. Oh, by the way, speaking of shorts, if you haven't seen Thindu's short, you have to go on Thindu's channel and watch Thindu's short, which is about me. It is absolutely hilarious. It is probably one of the funniest shorts that I've ever seen. I must have watched it over and over again and peed my pants constantly. It is really funny. A brilliant idea. It is really funny. So if you haven't seen Thindu's short, which is about me, I would recommend you going over and taking a look at it. It's hysterical. But yeah, so I wanted to mention that. Now from here, Jin and Barrett, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for joining me. Todd Father, how are you, buddy? In fact, Todd Father even put up a short about it a couple of days ago. You might want to check out his short too. But yeah, it's all in fun. Hello, Gina. How are you, hon? It's all in fun. We crack on one another. But I got to tell you something. Thindu's short is hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. But all right, I'm going to get into the topic right now. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. All right. Now, you can either answer me in the chat, or you don't have to answer me at all. But I want you to think about what I'm going to ask you. I want you to seriously think about this, all right, because this is important. Are you the type of individual that when you buy something, purchase an item, whatever it may be, is it because you want it, or is it because you need it? Now, I want you to think about that, okay? Most people, percentage-wise, will say 87% statistically will say because they want it, not because they need it. Now, I was with my friends today earlier before I decided to hang out on the couch. And there were 7 guys, and I asked them the same question. And all of them, without hesitation, all of them said they purchase because they want. Most people will buy something because they want. Now, in 2023, things are very difficult right now for a lot of people, okay? With the rising prices of everything. Your paycheck was like this, now it's like this for what you're getting. You have to really be disciplined now, and you have to get yourself into this mind frame that when you go shopping or when you're on Amazon or wherever you are, you have to really ask yourself now, hey, Tommy, how are you, buddy? Do I want this or do I need it? Now, let me tell you something a little bit about myself. I've mentioned this before on my show, Hobby Lobby. I love Hobby Lobby. Thinder loves Hobby Lobby. It's the kind of store that has so many unique items in there that it's so very hard to walk out of there without buying something. Now, I go there because I need something. Now, I go there because I buy the wax melts that you put in the light that melts the wax and makes the room smell nice. Did I really need that? No. In the beginning, no. I bought it because I wanted it, because I wanted the house to smell nice. So I bought it. Now that want turns into a need because when I run out of wax melts, I need it. But then again, I don't really need it because I really want it. You understand? So the want is the need and the need is a want. You get where I'm coming from? When I go there and I go through the aisles, regardless of me buying the wax melts, I'll pick up an item and I'll look at it. It's because I want it. I want it. And so I have to, it's a struggle with myself. It's a struggle with my brain. Ralph, you want this? You don't really need it. So what do? I put it back. Now, you spend so much money needlessly on things that you buy because you want them. Think about saving the money if you thought of it as, something that you don't really need, So you have to get yourself, and you have to be disciplined to get into that habit. And I'll read the chat in a minute. You have to get yourself disciplined, and it takes work. It's not easy. It's not going to happen overnight because it's an impulse. The want is an impulse, and you have to break that impulse. You have to break that habit. I mentioned this once before on my show. If you were to look at all the things that you spent at the end of the month, you would be shocked at where your money goes to. Because once it's on paper and it's right in front of you, you actually realize what you spent your money on. Now, me, I have a spreadsheet. I use Excel. Some of you may have no knowledge with Excel. Some of you may not. But you don't need Excel to do that. You list all your stationary items that you're going to be paying every single month. And then you list items that you spend other money on. And you'd be surprised at the end of the month what you spend your money on and where it goes. So the point that I'm trying to make is, now, I don't know if any of you answered my question because I haven't looked at the chat, but you have to get yourself into that habit and into that mind frame, and it does take discipline. It's not easy because a lot of us buy on impulse. It's so easy to go to Amazon, to sit on your couch or wherever and to order something that you like, or, you know what I'm saying, that you want. And you would be saving yourself so much money, especially today when money is very tight for a lot of people. Now, I know that some of you work and I know some of you are retired, and there's nothing wrong with buying something every once in a while because you want it. It's like a treat to yourself. You're treating yourself. And why not? You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve to buy yourself something, a little something, that you want, and treat yourself, but not all the time. Not all the time. So let me just quickly, holy mackerel. The chat is busy tonight. Oh my God. Did you all say your hellos to everybody? Because by the time everybody says hello to everybody, the show's going to be over. I'm just checking to make sure I'm not muted. Let me see. Hey, Coltrane, how are you? Good to see you. All right. Yeah, you know what, Tommy? You mentioned that, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Then many subs are unfortunately just that. Hitting subscribe and going the extra step, and hitting notifications is a different thing. You're absolutely right. I agree with you. Mustang Mike, how are you? I agree with you 100%, Stiggs. You're right. And like you said too, it's done out. A lot of it is done out of a favor. It's some of it, not a lot. Well, some of it's done out of a favor. Well, Stiggs brings out a good point here. I buy what I want when I financially can, because tomorrow may not come. All right, that's a different way of looking at it. There's nothing wrong with that. However, I would say that, right, that's right. Tomorrow is not promised to anyone. And it's a treat when we buy something that we want. However, he makes a good point here, because he says when he can financially afford it. When he can financially afford it. In other words, he's not buying something that he wants when he cannot financially afford it. So you have to look at that too. You see, here's another thing. Here's another mistake that people make. Credit cards. All right? I'll get off this topic a little bit. Credit cards. Now, a credit card is supposed to be a convenience. And by that, I mean, when you purchase something, you are supposed to have the cash for that, whether it be, most of the time, it may not be on your person. It may be either in the bank or at home. A credit card is supposed to be used as a convenience because you don't have any cash on you, so you charge it. But you have the money to pay for that item. Okay? Now, I'll use myself as an example. 9 years ago, when I got my divorce, before that, my credit was excellent. It was excellent. It was like 805, right? When I got divorced, it shot right down to 350, which is very, very poor. So I remembered something that my father had said to me many years ago. He said to me, Ralphie, he said, credit is better than money. And he was absolutely right. So what did I have to do? I had to rebuild my credit. So what I did was, and I don't know how my listeners, I don't know what your credit ratings are, and I don't want to know, the average person is in debt for $5,000, on credit cards. But what I did was I got a Capital One card, and I paid them $200. They wanted $200, and I charged off that $200. And whenever I made a purchase, I made sure I had the money before I made the purchase. And then when I charged it, I paid it immediately before the cycle was over. And I kept doing that and doing that and doing that for about a year and a half. Finally, after 2 years, Capital One gave me my $200 back, increased my credit from 300, it started out at 200, they increased it to $4,000. So then after that, I applied for numerous other credit cards. I have 10 credit cards. Now you're going to say, well, Ralph, why do you have 10 credit cards? Well, there's a reason for that. And I have zero balances on all of them. The reason why is because I wanted to establish a credit with all these companies. I charged a little bit on each card and built up my credit rating with all these companies. Now my rating is 797. Okay? So the point that and I don't like paying interest. So, I pay them off right away. But you got to have the cash. You got to have the cash. And I know that some people are not in that position to do what I did. But if you want to build your credit, that's the way to do it. Is to have the cash for the item. Now, on big ticket items, that's a different story. I'm talking about, these are small items like $100, $200, But suppose, your refrigerator breaks or your stove breaks or whatever, and you got to put it on your charge. You have to also plan for those unexpected things. And they say save for a rainy day, but who the hell could save for a rainy day today? Who could save for a rainy day with everything so expensive? You know, so that's another flip side to it. You know, when you have to purchase and charge a big ticket item, you just have to make sure that you pay before the cycle ends. All right. Let me just see very quickly if anybody else joined me, because I don't want to miss anybody. Right. You see, Sticks makes a good point here. Of course, anybody, you know, logically, you have to cover, excuse me, you have to, I got to take a sip of coffee. Oh, that's so good. Chock full of nuts. Oh. You have to cover, of course, your stationary, your main expenses, the main expenses first. The items that you're going to be paying every single month, which are your stationary items. And you know what they are: your car insurance, your rent, your mortgage, your cell phone bill, your cable bill, you know, so forth and so on. Your grocery bill, those are your stationary items that you expect to pay every single month. And then everything else is secondary. You know, I have everything documented, and right down to a pack of gum that I buy, believe it or not. And at the end of the month, I go and look, and I say, oh my God, I spent $160 on Dunkin' Donuts. You don't realize it, you know. You don't realize it. So you made a very good point there. No. They're not, Gianni, they're not wax smelts. They're wax melts. They're little cubes. They're little cubes made out of wax that are fragrance, and you put them in like in a nightlight. You put them on top of and the heat from the light melts the wax, and the fragrance goes through the room. You never heard of that? What's the matter with you? Come on. One nudge along my arm. What's the matter with you? Now, I'll tell you another thing. More and more people, and I talked to my boss about this the other day, it's becoming a cashless. Hi, Patty. How are you? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I guess the only thing you could do is rest, Patty, and take any kind of maybe pain medication that they gave you. My ex-wife had her gallbladder removed. I remember that was same-day surgery, but she wasn't in the kind of shape that you're in. I hope you feel better. What I was saying was I was talking to my boss, and my boss was saying that we are going to a cashless business because more and more customers are paying by credit card rather than cash. So that's another thing too. You know, it's become a retail business. You know, manufacturing in New Jersey, which I started out in 30 years ago, was booming at that time. But through the years, manufacturing has decreased in New Jersey and in the United States because it was cheaper to send everything overseas. The insurance in New Jersey was very expensive, and of course, the labor overseas was a lot cheaper. So, and Trump was trying to bring back manufacturing in New Jersey. So, if you know, the company that I worked for, and the two companies, they're just about surviving. I don't have the cat anymore. There's no cat, Gianni. The cat is long gone. As you can see, I am back to my fireplace now. No more Hawaiian scene and, you know, the ocean and the moon. We're now in fall, and now we're into the fireplace now. Yeah. Well, let me just hold on a second. I just want to. Yeah. Listen, guys, each and every one of you that are in my parlor right now are in a different situation. Everybody is different. Some of you are more well off than others in my parlor. So everybody is different. But the point that I'm trying to make is the way things are right now with our economy and this president, and I don't want to get into politics, okay? I want to avoid that. We are not in good shape. We are not in good shape right now. Something we have to look forward to in the month of November is the anchor check. That if you're in New Jersey, you know, you apply for that, you'll get back $750 if you pay rent, and I think a little bit over $1,700 if you own a house. So that we have to look forward to, and that if you're smart, you want to maybe put that toward Christmas, because Christmas is the next month. But we are not in good shape. I don't think I have to tell you that. I think that's a no-brainer, you know. So you have to watch your spending. As I mentioned before, the old saying, you have to save for a rainy day. But who could save for a rainy day today when everything's so expensive that your check is shrinking? But you have to try to save something, even if it's $25 a week. And I know, don't say, oh, $25 is nothing. No, but it adds up. It adds up. Listen, I got to tell you something. When I go out and I buy Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, if it's like $2.10, let's say, I'll give the cashier $3. Let's say it's $2.10 and I have 10 cents in my pocket, I'll give the cashier $3 just to get the change back. And then I take that change and I put it in the container, right? Now, at the end of the month, right, that container, from me breaking all those dollars and not using change, I got about $250 saved in change. So that's another way you could save. So if you go into a store and it costs you $3.45 and you have the 45 cents in your pocket, you give them $4. You get the change back, and you take the change that's in your pocket and you throw it in a container. And you keep throwing it in the container. And at the end of the month, it'll add up. That's another way of saving money, because you'd be surprised how change adds up. So that's another way of saving money. So you have to, again, getting back to, do you want or do you need? You really have to, and I don't want to be the dead horse, but I want you to remember this, that Ralph said this the next time that you buy something. Okay? Ralph said, do I want this or do I need this? Listen to my voice in your mind. Ralph said, do I want this or do I need this? And then start to feel guilty, because if you want it, maybe you'll put it back. But you have to start thinking that way. And it took me a little practice. It wasn't easy, believe me. It wasn't easy at all. And especially if I go into Hobby Lobby, you know, I mean, it's almost impossible not to walk out of that store buying. Listen, I bought the on-air sign that Dindu has from Hobby Lobby. Right? Did I need that? No, I needed that like I needed a hole in the head. I didn't need that sign. But I bought it because I wanted it. Dindu had it. It looked cool, so I bought it. So, you know, so I only go up there. You know, that store is a big temptation. So I'm really fighting with myself, you know, when I go there. What sucks, Patty? Let me go back. Oh, yeah. I know. You'll start to feel better, hon. Don't worry about it. Hi, Teresa. How are you, hon? Jen, the state of New Jersey is paying everyone who either rents an apartment or owns a home money. They're giving them some type of a rebate. And people who, they'll be getting their check by direct deposit or through the mail. They did this in May. The people that rent will be getting, they got $450. I think it was $450 in May, but now they're increasing that to $750 for those that rent an apartment in New Jersey. I don't know about anywhere else. And for those that own a home, they get over $1,700. and it'll be dispersed either the end of October or the beginning of November. So this is the second time they're doing it. I don't know why they're doing that. It's some type of a rebate. Listen, I'm not asking any questions. Who cares? I really don't care why they're giving it to me, but I could use $750, and people that have a house, they could use $1,700, right? So I don't know the exact reason why, but yeah, it's called the Anchor Program, Patty, and I'm not sure if it's anywhere else other than New Jersey. I'm not sure. But listen, I'm not I'm not complaining. Listen, anything that the state of New Jersey will give me or the government will give me, I will take. All right? Because they take from us plenty. Plenty. They really do. I mean, they're raking us through the coals. They're raking us through the coals. Yes, Jen, it is. And like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it toward Christmas. I got 2 grandchildren, so, I'll put the money toward them and buy Christmas presents. It's coming at an opportune time, But who questions that? Anthony, you're late for everything. You're late for my show. You're late for Stig's show. You're late for Dindu's show. You come on Toddfather's show. I can't take you anymore, all right? I can't take you anymore. The show starts at 7:30. Everybody got a notification, all right? And you're late. So, but hello anyway. Yeah, well, absolutely, Patty. You need to lower our taxes. If you're retired and you're collecting Social Security, this is one thing I never understood. You work all your life, right? The government takes out money for Social Security. They take out money for Medicare, right? Then you go to retire, right? And you're collecting Social Security and maybe a pension, but they take the $185 out of your Social Security check for the Medicare when you've been paying into it all your life when you worked. I just don't get that. I just don't get that. Right? They shouldn't be taking anything out of the Social Security. Right? You paid into it all those years for Medicare, for health. And they only cover 80%. The other 20% you got to pick up with another carrier. But yet they still take the money out, $185 or whatever it is, $185, $165, whatever. What's the difference? They still take money out, whatever the hell it is. But you paid into that all those years. I just don't understand that. Well, Gianni, you are in an excellent position. I don't know how old you are, but you're in an excellent position if your house is paid off and you're just paying the property taxes. Now, I don't know what your property taxes are, but God bless you. God bless you if you're, excuse me, if your house is paid off. That's great. That's fantastic. Yes, Patty, they take and take and take. Yeah, I know. And we're disgusted. I tell you how many people are walking around miserable. Many people are walking around miserable right now. You don't know what's on their mind. Their world could be falling apart. You don't know. You don't know what anybody's thinking. People are finding it tough right now. Listen, me, I'm a single guy, right? I go shopping once a month. I go shopping once a month because I like to get it over with, and only go once. Well, my food bill. I'm not a big eater, right? You could see that. No remarks. My food bill was like I don't know, $225 normally. Now it's gone up to like $297, $295, $297. So that's how much it's increased. So what has happened? So now I'm spending more money on food, right? And the products are getting smaller. I went to the dollar store the other day, right? I love the dollar store. It's no longer a dollar though; it's $1.25. And when I go there, I go there for my paper products, right? And candy. They have a wide variety of candy selection there. The Milky Ways are like that big now. They're shrinking. The Milky Ways have shrunk. Everything is shrinking. So you're paying the same price, if not more, and the product has shrunk. I don't think they can make the Milky Way any smaller. You know, I have a whole cocktail table full of candy. You know, all kinds of candy. Because, like I said, I go to the dollar store to buy candy. Specifically to buy candy there because it's cheap. And everything is getting smaller. The Kit Kats are, you know, they're like that fat, now they're that wide. Pretty soon they'll be the size of a toothpick, at the width of a toothpick. Now I keep hearing about that they're considering another shutdown. Do you know what that would do to us if they had another shutdown like they had in 2020? That would really, really cripple us. Really, really cripple us. And I heard somewhere else that they're taking certain products off the market that have to do with the flu. I don't remember exactly what they are or the names of them, but they're taking cold and medicine and flu products off the market. So is this some kind of a scheme? I don't know. To be honest with you, who knows what the hell is going on? I mean, I can't make heads or tails out of anything. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to take each day as it goes. You should do the same thing because there's nothing. Il Toro, you're funny. Listen, I like candy. This is no exaggeration, I'm telling you the truth. I have 5 dishes of candy. I got Milky Ways, Kit Kats, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. What else do I have? Baby Roots, Butterfingers. What else? Some other stuff too. I got some. But I have like 5 candy dishes. And, you know, at night, you know, I pick on candy every once in a while. I'm a sucker for candy. Got a sweet tooth. But yeah, I mean, you could, hey, Petey Paisano, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. But you can, you know, you go to the dollar store, you could save money. And let me tell you something. Years ago, I said to myself, I'm not going to the dollar store. Everything in there is cheap. Boy, was I wrong. You know, I buy my paper products there. They have Bounty paper towels, which Bounty is very good. Is that the one that's the quicker picker-upper? They have, you know, I buy, you know, of course, toilet paper. They have Charmin there. That's a good product. My tissues I buy there. I buy the paper products there and candy. You know, so, I mean, for $1.25, I mean, you can't go wrong. You know, and I'm there at least twice a week. And we have a nice one. We have a nice dollar store in Nutley, New Jersey. We have a nice one. So I used to knock it, but now I find myself there, you know, twice a week. Anywhere, any way that you can save money. Any way you could save money, you have to, you know, you have to do that. But most importantly, like I said, when you're buying something and, you know, it's so easy to be on your couch. And I have done it myself. You're on your couch. You got the TV on. You're relaxing. You're looking through your phone. You're on Amazon. Oh, this looks nice. Oh, I like this. Oh, boom, 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 boom. Have it delivered the next day or a couple days. Boom. So many of us do that. I've done that. You know? But the most important thing is, like I said, you have to become disciplined. It takes discipline to do that. And remember, that the next time, like I said, the next time that you want to buy something because you want it, you can hear my voice. Do you really want this, or is it because you need it? Let my voice be in your mind. It's subliminal now. NB8, how are you? Good to see you, hon. It's subliminal. I can't pronounce it. Subliminal. You'll hear my voice now from now on. Ralphie said, should I buy this because I want it? Or should I buy this because I need it? I'm telling you, you're going to hear my voice now. It's going to be stuck in your mind because it's subliminal. It's subliminal. But I keep saying that, it'll be ingrained in your mind. They say repeat that at least 5 times and then before your subconscious picks it up. Oh, Anthony, candy corn. Candy corn. I love candy corn. I didn't see any candy corn out yet, though. I didn't see any out. God, I assume that it is out already. I just probably haven't seen it yet. But you know what I used to do? I used to buy the candy corn. I used to bite off the white part first. The tip, it's white and yellow, then white, right? And I used to bite the white part off first. I don't know. It was a kid thing, And then there was, I don't know if you guys remember this, the wax whistles. I showed it on my last show in the video that I had, the wax whistle and the lips and the mustache and all the wax and, all that stuff. And it was loose, too. They sold it loose. None of it was packaged years ago. Candy corn. How can somebody describe what candy corn is to Jen and Barrett? Candy corn it's not corn, Jen. It's a candy. It's sweet, and it kind of looks like what it looks like? It looks like a bongo. Has a round top, and then it goes in like this, and the tip is kind of like a point. It looks like a bongo. The bongos you play. That's the only best way I could describe it. It's sweet. It's sweet. It's kind of gooey. When you chew it, it's gooey. Where are you, Jen? That you never heard of candy corn. What state are you in? What country are you in? Listen, let me tell you something. We talk about candy. I used to have, my candy bill was hundreds of dollars when I used to decorate my house. Hundreds of dollars. You don't know the crowds that used to come to my house, that they used to have to block off the house, block off the street on both ends. That's how many people I had. And then the last 2 years that I did it, I had to start taking donations because it just got to be out of hand. And my neighbors, they would get pissed off of me because they would go buy candy and I was on their, they were on my block and they would run out of candy like within a half hour. So, it was so much money, Well, hold on a second, guys. I just want to make sure I said hello to everybody. I don't really want to be rude and miss anybody. How long am I on now? Let's see. No, almost okay. Oh, that's good, Petey. Okay, you're 56. Yeah, everybody, most of my listeners are in their 50s. 50s, 60s, baby boomers. Todd Father, I think, is 42 or 44. But most of my listeners are in their 50s and 60s. I don't think I'm going to get it. I could look at the statistics and see the age range, but I really haven't looked at that. Yes, Patty, I mentioned that to Nancy. I'm getting, matter of fact, hold on a second. Let me just see. Hold on a second. I have, This one is, see, I have my house is on 6 or 7 of these tapes. They're like 2 hours long, so I've been taking them and transferring them over, and I have to go through them because I have so much, videos of the house through the years. And yet Anthony, who lived in Belleville, doesn't remember my house. I can't believe it. He lived in Belleville. And I was doing it at the time they lived in Belleville. He doesn't remember my house. Everybody knew who my house was. So that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about. I want you to seriously think about that. It's up to you whether you practice that or not. I think it's a very good practice. I do it. Temptation is there quite often, but especially today, we have to watch what we're spending. And like Tommy Sticks said, which is a smart thing, is that he'll buy something that he wants if he can financially afford it. And what I mentioned with the credit cards before is that what happens too is that people will say, okay, I'll charge it, I'll pay later. I'll charge it, I'll pay later. I'll pay later, I'll pay later. And before you know it, the bill adds up, and then something unexpected happens, whether it be if you have a house, whether it be with a car, something expensive always comes up. And the money that you had goes toward that, and the money toward the credit cards you don't have. And that's how it builds up. So you have to watch your spending. Now, like I said, I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a financial specialist. I'm telling you what works for me. It may work for you. It may not work for you. But you have to be conscious. You have to at least think about it, especially now. And some of you who are retired, you may be on a fixed income. You may be receiving Social Security. You may be receiving Social Security and the pension. You may be okay. I don't know what your financial situation is. I don't want to know what it is. But, you just have to watch. More so today. More so, everything, even at the restaurant that I work at, the distributors have increased all the prices on us. So now the restaurant had to, in turn, increase their prices for the catering and for everything else. So it's a trickling effect, It is what it is. There's nothing that we can do about it. It's out of our control, but we have to watch. So that's my lesson on finances this evening and economics. And remember what I said. The next time you want to buy something, you're going to hear my voice. Ralphie said, do I want this or do I need this? And I'm telling you, though, you will save yourself money, because the money that you would have bought something because you wanted it, you're not going to spend it, and you're going to save money. But again, like I said earlier, it's nice to treat yourself every once in a while to something, because you deserve it, right? You deserve it. You deserve to treat yourself and buy something that you want. I mean, like Stig said, life is too short. There's no guarantee we're going to be here tomorrow. So treat yourself every once in a while, if you can do it. I'm not saying don't do it altogether. I'm not making it up, Anthony. I think Stiggs remembers my house. How could you not know my house? I was on TV every year, every channel, every newspaper every year. I just don't believe that. Would you live under a rock? The town of Belleville even gave me accommodation. The mayor gave me accommodation. I got this big thing, whatever you call it, proclamation. I don't know what you call it. Oh, Arturo, that's a very good point. Very good point. Never go shopping hungry. Oh my God. You're so right. You are so right. Excellent comment. I've done that. And you find that you buy more when you're hungry. I don't know what it is, something psychological, but he's absolutely right. That's an excellent comment. Don't go food shopping if you're hungry. Well, that's very smart, Gianni. I mean, real estate is the best investment that you can go into. Listen, I tell you guys about Clayton Morris all the time. Clayton Morris and his show Redacted. You know, I've been listening to him for like 7 years now. All right. Clayton is very, very intelligent. He has 2 million listeners. He's got no less than 20,000 people in his chat every day. He does a show at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with his wife. If I don't catch him when he's live, I watch him later on. He does recommend stocks. He doesn't say to buy them. He just recommends them. He tells you to do your own due diligence on them. I've made some money. Excuse me. I made some money with Clayton on stocks. But he covers the news. But he covers the news that the regular mainstream media news will not cover or omits. He tells it like it is. He's very intelligent. He was a newscaster for 20 years. I forgot what channel he worked on. But him and his wife do a show, and he's on Rumble too. He's on Rumble. But he's excellent. He's excellent. You know, I highly recommend him. I highly recommend subscribing to his show if you got the time. You know, he's good. Don't buy a car if you're drunk. Well, that's another thing too. You know, I've had new cars all my life. All right. Now I have used cars. So the thing is, if you can find yourself, and if you want to, if you don't want to buy a new car or lease a new car, if you could find yourself a decent used car, and they're expensive today too, not everybody can do is pay cash for the car. Okay? Pay cash for the car. The average car payment is, I'm going to say what, 300 maybe? 325? All right, whatever it is. But, you know, you skip all these months that you're not paying a car payment. All right? Let's say you skip 9 months. What's 9 times 300? What's that, 2,700? 2,700? You save $2,700. So then the next month a car repair comes along. Maybe be the brakes, maybe be whatever. So the brakes cost you $400 or $500. So $400 or $500 minus the $2,700, you're still saving money. All right? But that's if you can pay cash for the car. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody's in a position to do that. I've had it with car payments. I've made car payments all my life. I've had new cars all my life. No more. No more. I don't want to make a car payment. I don't care if it's a new car. I don't care. I don't want to make car payments. Not at this stage of the game. I can go out tomorrow and buy a new car. William Brooklyn, how are you? Good to see you. Yes, I had a very nice day. I love William. I tell you this. I love this weather. I love when it rains on a Saturday and Sunday. Here in northern New Jersey, it's been 2 lazy days. You know, I laid on the couch today after I was with my friends for a little while and did absolutely nothing. Now, tomorrow I'm going to find it a little rough. I can't do a live tomorrow because I was going to do a park live tomorrow, but it's going to rain, so I can't do a park live. But I don't like working on a Monday, and I don't like when it rains on a Monday. It's just something psychological with me. You know. Sons of Italy, how are you? Long time no see. Everything all right with you? Everything's good? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it. So that's it, guys. I don't want to beat a dead horse. That's what I wanted to cover tonight. A little economics, a little finances. I'm not a specialist, but think about it. And remember, I'm telling you that you're going to hear my voice in your brain. You're going to say, that son of a bitch, Ralph. No, I mean, but, you know, seriously. I have to stay away from, I tell you, I have to stay away from Hobby Lobby. I really do. I think I went up there. The last time I went up there was like maybe a month ago. But they have so many cool things there. They really do. They have so many sharp things there. Oh, the other thing too is Halloween. That's another thing. That's another one of my weaknesses. Halloween and Halloween stores and the props. All the props that come out for Halloween. You know, all the skeletons and the morbid stuff. And so I'm a sucker for that. I can't decorate my house anymore because I don't have a house, but I still go to the Halloween stores. You always hear my voice in your brain? Oh my God, you're too funny, John. You're a pisser. Well, all right, guys. I think I'm going to call this a night, and I just want to make sure I said hello to everybody. A 20 in the chat. That's pretty good, and I really appreciate everybody joining me. You know, it's a football game. I don't know if the football game is on now or what, but you know, Sunday night is a good night to do a show. If I could do a show at nighttime during the week, I would, but I can't because the hours that I work. You know, I would go on like maybe 7, 8 o'clock. You know, I would love to do a nighttime show, but I can't. So, you know, that's why I do the show on Sunday. And you know, I'm trying to be consistent with the Sunday shows. For a while there, I was slipping up a little bit because I was concentrating on this third channel, which I scrubbed because it's just too much work. And by the way, I posted on my channel a show that I did 14 years ago. It's the show that I used to have a podcast on before YouTube came into existence. I don't know if any of you listened to it. It was called the Wedding Planning Audiocast 2009. But that was my show 14 years ago. And you could listen to the difference of the way I did things back then as opposed to the way we do shows today. Totally different. Total, like night and day. So if you ever get a chance, you know, check that show out. The Wedding Planning Audiocast 2009, which is on my channel. That's something that I did 14 years ago. And I want to thank, Brooklyn, we don't, if you notice, you know, me, Tommy, Dindu, Father, Anthony, if you want to call us, I don't know what you want to call us, a group, a community, whatever you want to use, any hosts. Okay, I don't like to use content creator. I hate that phrase. None of our shows really have drama in it. And you'll find that to be true. I mean, you know, I'm not saying anything that's not true. My show, their shows, you know, are drama free. You know, I mean, you know, maybe once in a while we'll get a troll come in, but we all have the same beliefs. In other words, we all have the same beliefs. You know, we don't want that stuff. I don't want that stuff. You know, the bickering, the arguing, the fighting, talking about other content creators, talking about other listeners. It's ridiculous. We're all mature adults. Why come on YouTube for that? Come on YouTube for entertainment, to laugh and to learn a little something. That's why I went on Angel's show last week. I went on her show when the portion of the show was very calm and quiet. You know, I didn't know what happened before her show because I went on late. But that's the only reason why I went on her show, because it was very calm. And we had a normal conversation. It was a very nice conversation. And you know, thanks to her, you know, my subscription and listeners increased. And then Tommy gave it that extra push. So, you know, I'm thankful to both of them. So, but that, you know, I'm saying we don't get involved in that. None of us want that. You know, do I want to sit here and argue with somebody? Do I want to argue with one of my listeners? Or do I want to talk about another content creator? No, I'm not ever going to talk about another content creator. You know, if I go into another show, I'm not going to voice my opinion. You know, I won't voice my opinion. and it depends on the question. If I was asked, if I was asked a question, it depends on whether I'd answer it or not. I don't want to voice my opinion because that's one way that can cause problems. I just don't say anything. I say hello and that's it. But I no, we don't have that kind of a show. I mean, I wouldn't. How could I word this? I wouldn't be involved with them if any of them were like that. If the guys were like that. We get together, we joke around, we bust on one another, we kid around. They tease me, I tease them. I seem to be the brunt of everybody. But that's all right. I'm used to it. That's all right. So yes, that's it's nice to go into a show that's very relaxed and very drama free, especially on a Sunday night. When you guys are all hanging out, some of us have to go to work tomorrow. The weekend is winding down, and you're just relaxing right now, and listening to me. So, we do, Gianni. We have a great crew. I mean, I say this all the time, and I truly mean this. We got a great bunch of guys that get together, and we have a great bunch of listeners. We have a bunch of respectful listeners who are mature. We're mature adults. These people, I don't even want to get into it, please. I mean, these people that come on YouTube, they're adults. I'm going to assume they're adults, right? They act like kids. They really do. Listen, I said this time and time again. I don't find that to be a form of entertainment. That's me. I just don't find that to be a form of entertainment. One thing I will say is that I didn't know who Jerry Molino was. Because I'm out of that, Luke. That whole thing, I'm out of. But I like him. I like the way he present. I watched one of his shows yesterday. Oh gosh, what's the guy's name? Skinny, the guy that was interviewing him. I liked him. I liked the way he carried himself. I don't know anything about him, but I'll have to look and see what his past was. But I've been hearing a lot about him lately, so I decided to go into one of his shows. And I think I subscribed to it. But I liked the way he carried himself. And I liked the guy that was interviewing him, what's his name, Skinny? Yeah, I liked it. I tell you one thing. If they keep that format the way that show was, they're going to be very successful. The way they did it. I know, Gianni, they act like animals. I know. What are you going to do? I mean, I always say this. If they're like that on YouTube, what are they like off of YouTube? Right? I certainly want to associate with them. Yes, I understand. All right, good, Sons of Italy. I'm glad that you're doing well. Everybody, thank you for joining me tonight on this Sunday night. It is 8:35. I want to thank you all for joining me. I have to go and make some more coffee after I get done with the show. That's for sure. My throat is sore tonight. I don't know why. I hope I'm not coming down with something. But I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. It's something I wanted to touch base on. And just give me 1 second, guys. Somebody's sending me a text here. Oh, okay. All right, guys. Listen, you all have a nice week. Be safe. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'll probably see you on other shows. If Todd Father is doing a show tomorrow morning and I'm up, I'll be on his show. Stiggs in the morning, Dean doing the afternoon. Anthony on Thursday with the wine show. Friday with his ghost stories. I love his ghost stories because I'm into that. I'm into the paranormal. I'm into the UFOs. Well, and like I said, I'm never going to do another UFO show, that's for sure. But I like all that stuff. So I like Anthony's. And Anthony's show this Friday was really good. I was really paying attention to his backdrop and his candles. The lighting was perfect. The candles were perfect. I'm critiquing Anthony's show. The candles were perfect. The background was perfect with the lighting. It had just the right lighting for his face. It was good. It was perfect. I didn't want to text him and say anything, but it was good. It was good. He had that down pat. I like the ghost stories. It's a good story. It's a good show. Good stories. He's onto something. So, yes, Johnny, it was great to see you and everybody else. All right, Patty, feel better, hon. Feel better and rest. That's the only thing you can do. And you'll get better soon. You'll get better. Don't worry about it. All right, guys, for the third time, have a great week. I'll see you probably in other shows. Stay well. And when the sun comes out in the morning, that's when I'll do another Park Live. Good night, everybody. Stay well. Love you all.
Yeah. Another shot of whiskey, please, bartender. Keep it coming till I don't remember at all how bad it hurts when you're gone. Na 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 na. Turn the music up a little bit.